In 2019, two large-scale genetic studies were published, mapping the ancestral components of the Indian population using ancient DNA. Indian news outlets reported that these studies disproved the long-held theory of an Aryan migration, claiming the data showed ancient Indians were purely indigenous. The lead scientists behind the research clarified that their data showed the opposite. The DNA confirmed a significant migration from the Eurasian steppe. This friction is political. Modern Hindu nationalism rests on a nativist narrative where the Aryas, the creators of the Vedas and Sanskrit, must be indigenous to the subcontinent. Reconciling that identity with ancient DNA requires looking past the physical evidence of how Indian civilization began. Looking at the ruins of the Indus Valley Civilization from 4,500 years ago, the genetic record left behind is clear. The people who built these cities contained no steppe ancestry. That all changed between 2000 and 1500 BCE, when pastoralists from the Pontic-Caspian steppe region began moving into the subcontinent. As these migrants pushed south, they triggered a wave of mixing with the Indus Valley people and indigenous groups. This churning created two foundational groups, the Ancestral North Indians and the Ancestral South Indians. Most modern South Asians are a mixture of these two clusters. While DNA provides a chemical sequence of the past, the objects archaeologists pull from the dirt are often subject to interpretation. The excavation at Sanauli has become one of these flashpoints. Some claim the vehicles found there are steppe-style spoked-wheel chariots. However, the structures lack spokes, pointing toward indigenous solid-wheeled carts instead. Whether a wheel is labeled a cart or a chariot, the genetic data shows a population that was already fusing together. As the steppe migrants settled, their Indo-Aryan language and the concept of Arya, or noble, merged with the indigenous Proto-Dravidian speakers. This blend is visible in the rituals of the Atharvaveda. While earlier Vedic texts focused on rigid ritual purity, this text took a different path. The Atharvaveda combines Indo-Aryan philosophy with local magic, domestic spells, and the medicinal roots of Ayurveda. This synthesis shaped modern religion. The ancient Vedic god Rudra merged with indigenous Dravidian iconography to create the deity known as Shiva. We see it again with the local Dravidian god Murugan, who was eventually blended with the Vedic war god Skanda. The Arya identity became a synthesis of steppe influence and indigenous tradition, a cultural product unique to the subcontinent. This chart tracks the rate of genetic mixture across the subcontinent. Around 1900 years ago, that mixing ends. This corresponds with the calcification of the caste system, which enforced endogamy, the practice of marrying only within one specific group. By enforcing these boundaries, the caste system preserved the record of ancient steppe and indigenous mixing in the blood of modern populations. The caste system acted as a biological amber, locking a moment of ancient diversity into the modern Indian genome. When modern headlines claim pure indigenous origins, they are fighting against their own biology. The history of the subcontinent rests on this capacity to absorb and synthesize diverse influences into something new. The evidence, from DNA strands to buried wheels to the verses of the Atharvaveda, points to the same story of intertwined roots. The reality of a civilization built from diverse peoples, languages, and gods carries more weight than any modern political myth.